everyone. My name is Sadie Vass. I am the founder and owner of Rejuva Candles and Skin Glow and also of Behind the Brand um, podcast. I am so happy that you tuned in today with us. We have these two great um, women that are doing great things in the Boston area. And with us, I'm going to introduce the founder of Talie Marie Foundation. You want to say hi to
Hi.
everyone? And her right hand person, Sharon. She's the event
Hello.
director. So happy to have you both here today. This is our first time that we actually are seeing each other and talking to each other. I didn't want to ask any
So
questions
much.
before the recording because I want to make sure I get the information as it's coming through both of you at the same time as the listeners are listening. Okay, so whoever wants to start first, tell me a little bit. I will start with Talie, as you are the founder of this great organization. If you could just tell me a little bit about you and about what made you have this foundation created and how long it's been you've been in business with this foundation.
So we just turned 10 years old this year in April. And this was a product of necessity. It was a way for me to heal from my own experiences in my past. I am a survivor of childhood sexual assault, and I struggled for a long time with how to not just cope, but how to speak about it. And I found that journaling was probably the best thing for me because I was able to speak to myself before I could actually speak out loud to other people. And I had done that for a long time. And what started with me just having journals and my internal people of support groups that I went to, giving them journals, I decided to give a voice to other survivors, not just in my immediate circle, because of a situation that had happened when I was a first responder many moons ago. Many moons ago.
Mhm.
I was in a situation where somebody had not necessarily hurt me, but was very much roughhousing with me, and I didn't know this person. And I worked for an ambulance company, and I was training, and I was third riding, and my mentor, he actually sent me home. He and I thought it was over. And the next day, I got called into the office, our main office, which is where his good friend worked as the operations manager. And he asked me about the situation, and then they took care of the situation. That moment changed everything for me because I realized you can be a voice for someone that can't speak.
Mm.
And that's when I knew I wanted to start a foundation. I wasn't exactly certain the parameters of it yet, but I knew in that moment I wanted to do something that touched other people, not just the people who immediately touched in my life.
Wow, incredible. And you said 10 years already?
Yes.
That's amazing. I can't even imagine how many thousands of lives you already have touched through 10 years of this foundation.
We've sent journals to 27 different countries.
Wow, that's incredible. And I just want to let everybody know that I will be posting your link, your organization link, the foundation, how to get in touch with both of you ladies. If anybody wants to monetarily help, they can. If they could do journals, they can. So different ways. I'm going to put the links down below on the video. So anyone that's listening and wants to support such a great foundation, they could do so. Okay.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And Sharon, tell me a little bit about yourself. I know I hear great things about you. Tally was telling me you take care of all the hard things when it comes to putting events together. And I heard you're not allowed to touch any spreadsheets or anything like that, Tally, because
No,
Sharon's going to give you a hard time.
No, no. We have things color coded for a reason.
So tell me a little bit
So,
about your experience. How is it working in this amazing foundation?
So I have known Talie, gosh, probably maybe 5 years now, 4 or 5 years now. And we immediately just clicked. We hit it off, and we've been best friends ever since. And she's told me about the foundation and what it meant. And I don't necessarily have the background like what Tal has, but I have my own PTSD trauma that I've dealt with for a number of years. I am a veteran family. My father is a disabled vet, and a lot of his struggles, I aid him through and help him. So that's kind of really foundation wise where we're at. But I just think that when I was growing up with my PTSD troubles, that there wasn't a whole lot for us out there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just so happy and grateful that Talie has let me help her spread the word of TMF and what it is and how we reach so many people.
Mm-hmm. Incredible. And you do the vendors, right? You do the events. What kind of events are these?
So they craft fairs, or in little pop-up sipping shops.
Mm-hmm.
What we do is um, we've been going to a lot of VFWs and Knights of Columbus halls and kind of engaging with the members there, trying to incorporate them because they have their own struggles too, and they've never heard of us. And they're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe a foundation like this exists. So we've gotten so many kind of volunteers too at the events
Yeah.
from going to the different VF the halls, and so
Yeah.
we've gotten a lot of assistance from the halls and the the administrative people at the organizations for TMF, and that's really great. And the fact that we can see it now, what, 2 years in, Tal, that
Yeah.
people are
Yeah. two
recognizing
years.
us. Yeah, and like they're recognizing us and they're like, "Oh my God, I love your events. I need to come and help." So we just have a really great following
That's
from
excellent.
this community.
Okay. And can I ask you a question? So when you do these events, is that part
Mhm.
of the funding? Like, if you want to be a vendor, you have to pay a certain fee to become a vendor for that
Yes.
day, and then that's how you're making the funding to be able to continue with what you're doing.
So a lot of it goes to shipping because that's what actually hurts us the most is shipping
Yeah,
costs.
shipping.
Um, Journals, it's interesting because when we send a journal to a survivor or they get us a journal from a local shelter that we've donated to or an organization that we've partnered with, they typically pay it forward by don't I'll receive a box of journals from a survivor. And it's so we've never had an issue where we've needed an influx of journals, but we've always, we always need a way to pay for the shipping because international, it hurts.
Yes,
It hurts a
yes.
lot at
It's
the post office.
expensive.
It,
Absolutely.
it is. But I mean, the craft fairs and, the biz is that a lot of, we pay for advertising, we pay for the venue, we pay for all the fun stuff that happens at them as well.
Yeah.
But it also helps pay for shipping for us. So there's
Okay.
that excess that, allows us to have that positivity going right to the charity. But then we also have the raffle table that goes directly to our shipping account, which is, even if it makes $20 to us, that's like $1 million.
Yeah.
But like I think for me personally, the biggest thing for the craft fairs are when we have survivors who come up, and I mean Sharon can attest. You just it's powerful to know that something you're doing is bringing some positivity into someone else's life, and
Absolutely.
Mhm.
it really is moving. Like, we have a few survivors in this area that will go to every single event because they want to support other survivors because they understand that need. But we also have a lot of vendors who support our organization because of their experiences too,
Yeah.
Hmm.
and it allows them to pay it forward without necessarily having to, put yourself out there like I've done the last 10 years. It's an easier avenue to give back, but also have some anonymity as well.
Okay. And I know this is, I'm sure there's challenges when it comes to building this foundation and trying to grow. Like you said, money wise, shipping is expensive. I have my own business, and I sometimes hate to charge for shipping because I'm like, oh man, I know myself. Anytime I buy something, I always look at the shipping, and I'm like, is it free shipping or not? But it is a cost that goes into the business. It is a cost that sometimes you have to take in, and and in your situation as a foundation, you need to make the money to be able to continue to grow. So is that one of the biggest challenges, or there are other challenges that you see?
I think so. For us, the actual fees to ship are our biggest challenge, but our other challenge is, which has been relieved over the last few years doing these events, is getting the word out, because a lot of people struggle in silence and they don't necessarily
Hmm.
know that there are organizations like ours and so many others that we're just here to help. We don't expect anything in return, just want to help because we see the value in somebody having a better quality of life.
Okay.
And
Can I ask you, do you sponsor any like group sessions, anything like that? Do you do anything like that in the Boston area?
so we So you would be shocked at how hard it is sometimes to get into or get your foot in the door with organizations, because it's hard. We're all trying to accomplish something, and it's one of those things where we were just at an event in Canton, and we spoke to a gentleman who's running for district attorney. And I said, I don't understand why it's so difficult to partner with you to give you journals. And he said, well, because if we give them the journal and they write it down, that's evidence. And then we have to take the journal back and give it as evidence. So there are a lot of things that maybe we don't see on our end as the foundation with journaling and the nuances of other organizations. But we do partner with local police departments. We
Okay.
partner with local shelters. We
Yes.
actually have on our website to nominate a shelter or an organization that we can send journals to. So you
Wow.
can just say, I want you to send it to BPD, Boston PD, and give us the contact number that you have for the person. We will contact that person. Granted, we have already donated there, but they have so many different precincts that we welcome them all. But we actually partnered with We Are Her, and this is an amazing organization where it's about recovering from domestic violence. And so whenever they do their retreats for the weekend, we actually donate packages where they get a journal, a pocket journal, and they'll get a bookmark, and they'll get pens, and they'll get little things from
Hmm.
TMF when they go into their area that they'll be spending their evenings in. So that way they know that it's not just when you're here in this event, it's also when you go home, you have other people who are here to support you too.
That's excellent. Can I ask you a question too? When it comes to apparels, do you sell any of that for funding? That's maybe a good way to make a little bit of, funding for the foundation, like T-shirts or anything like that.
We tried. The problem is I run this out of my house, so that way I don't have that overhead. And that became a little bit of an issue because at some point you run out of space. And
Yes.
so
Oh, I know.
that was one of the reasons why the crafting became such an important piece of the puzzle,
Hmm.
because I can do blessing bracelets, and we sell them for $8, and they come gift wrapped at the craft fairs. And so those are much smaller quantity and can fit into a nice little bag, and
Yeah.
we can actually bring them to people. But we have talked about different avenues.
Yeah.
But the one of the I'll actually put it out there so that way it definitely happens. One of my bucket list items is to do the walk, run, 10K, 5K,
Oh,
where you
yeah.
do it on your own pace.
Yeah.
And so we're trying to figure that out where people can buy that and it automatically pays for a journal and it pays for shipping. That one little sign up will automatically do that. And then they actually can spread the word by posting on social media. So other people in their community will then know that they can get a journal as well if they need it.
Wow. Yeah, that's a great idea. I hope you really get to do it. Honestly, sometimes I know it's difficult, especially if, like you said, you're running out of room in your home. I know the feeling of that, and you're trying to grow, and at the same time, there's always challenges to grow, right? There's always going to be, but thankfully you have Sharon there that she's your right hand person,
Yes.
and she's going to help you a lot, and I'm sure you both gonna get to do what you want to do with this foundation and everything that it seems like you in 10 years it's not easy to be a foundation for 10
No.
years. That's right, there's a victory.
It's
What I could
amazing.
see, yeah, that's a long time to be, keep going and keep growing and touching lives. And I know you
For
talked
me, it's
about, oh,
oh,
go ahead.
I think it survived the 10 years because this was my way of coping. Like, this is my therapy.
Yeah.
Helping other people, or at least trying to help other people, that is my personal way of day-to-day coping. And I am completely blessed. I have Sharon, we have Justin, who's an admin assistant, and we have event assistants, which is Angel, Nina, and Chloe and Lily, and they're always there.
Yeah.
So this is
Oh,
I know how blessed I am to have such an amazing team
yes.
because I know that there are days that are hard for me and that are very stressful for me. And they always are there to pick up the pieces that I'm dropping. So will forever be grateful
Mhm.
to them. They are amazing, especially Sharon. She does the majority of the work for these events.
Sharon, do you like journaling too? Do you have is this something that you all do together? Do it on your private time? Do you talk about it at all? Like, I know me personally, I like it. I like to put my feelings. Sometimes when you're having a hard time being able to talk about something, you kind of write it down, get it out of from your mind, from your heart to paper. So is that something that you both have in common?
So I've struggled for a while with getting my feelings out. I bottle everything up so bad to the point of the split.
Mm,
I'm getting trying to get better. Tally's helped me with that.
mm-hmm.
I we have actually talked recently about journaling, and I'm trying. I don't always follow through with it, but I'm trying.
No,
But
that's excellent.
my go-to is I craft. I make little Cricut items. I do computer stuff. If I'm struggling with something, I'll just get into the spreadsheet and I'll just kind of do my little thing.
Hmm.
So, or
Yeah,
design. I do a lot of design with Canva.
yeah, I love Canva. So yeah, you have to definitely have that support system, like you were saying, and also having a way to kind of get those emotions out. In writing, I do believe too that it's a great way to kind of get that out of your system. And sometimes, you read it and then, you know, um, you kind of surpass those feelings already, and you say, "Wow." Right? Because I know that's happened to me where you read it, and you're like, "Wow, I don't feel that way anymore. This is incredible." So it does work. Definitely it does work. Um, I love what you both are doing. I wanted to ask you just two more questions. I know it's getting a little bit late. So, um, how can the community, right, that you're both working on, how can they help you to continue to grow? How do you think that,
I
they could help you build this organization even more stronger, bigger, to bring more awareness to the
I
Boston
would
area?
say honestly, it's it's as simple as a like, a share, like something so
Yep.
innocuous, things that don't cost anything.
Yeah.
It goes such a long way. And it truly is the power of community. And I see it every day on social media where people will just say, "Hey, I don't live in this community, but I'm sharing it because somebody might know." And
Yep.
that's the ticket. Like that's the golden ticket right there. Just sharing what you may not need, but somebody else may need, because the likelihood is you're likely sitting next to somebody who may need a journal and they just haven't shared that part of their life with you yet.
And if they see it, share it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. It's as simple as that. And a lot of people, they're like, "Oh, I I don't want to bother, the people on my friends list with it." I'm like, you might bother one person, but you could also save somebody else, because our organization deals with sexual assault, domestic violence, suicide prevention, and PTSD. And I know the power of journaling. And I've had somebody come up to me at an event and legitimately say, getting your journals on a regular basis has kept me from hurting myself again. And
Wow.
I'm getting emotional because it is so important. And that's the power of just sharing it, because you have no idea what somebody else is going through. And I look around, and some of the people that I work with, they are like, "I wish I knew about this sooner." And it breaks my heart that I didn't help them sooner. Like that, my goal is, I guess I'm naive of, you want to save the world and, make the world a better place and everything. But when you see somebody's world hurting and nobody knows, it's really is as simple as a share, and that person could be, helped.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. And I know this is probably hard, to sometimes talk about, because you do want to help everybody and you're trying to find the way to do it as much as you both can. And I think, with us doing this podcast, doing this networking, because that's what I like to do. I like to network with other entrepreneurs, other business owners, and just make awareness, put yourself out there, let everybody know, because sometimes people don't know. They might read it. Oh, okay, this is a vendor event for this organization. Yeah, next.
Mhm.
But when they hear a video,
Yeah,
they hear, okay, this is what it's about. Oh, okay, now I understand why this is so important to them. And that's when it starts
yeah,
making, I think, more of an impact to the people that are, scrolling to Facebook, Instagram, and stopping that moment
mhm,
to actually, or YouTube, to listen to what you both had to say. And I just want
absolutely.
to, yeah, I want to end up with both of you just saying, if you want to take each one, go first and then the other one. But if you had a chance right now, right, to say a message to any survivors out there listening to you right now, people that
I
are,
know.
are going through all these different situations, right, or have gone through these different situations, or are still going through these hard situations with PTSD, um, as well, because that's huge in our community. Um,
Yeah.
what would you say? So I'll begin
You
with
want to go
you,
first,
Sharon.
Sharon?
Yeah, I'll begin with you, Sharon.
You're not alone. If you don't know how to reach out, jot it down. Like you said, it's just easier to just get it out in that moment. And you can always reach out to one of us. We're on social media. Anything will be anonymous. Um, we can always get you a journal too if you need one. And
Perfect.
be kind.
Yes.
Be kind. Everyone is fighting their own battle that you don't know what that is.
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely.
but they're not alone. There's a lot of us out there.
And Talie, how about you? What would you say?
So I would say, honestly, I would second everything that Sharon just said, that you're not alone. And sometimes the path feels dangerously alone and scary. And it's okay to be nervous. It's okay to be scared. And it's okay to want help. It's you should never be afraid to reach out, because there'll always be someone who's there to answer that call. And we are always there to answer that call. We have on our website, you can request a journal, you can send us a message, you can IM us, which hopefully worked. I set it up correctly. Fingers crossed. Um, but this isn't just for survivors or anyone going through it. This is for anyone affected by it. So if you have a child or a family member or a friend or a spouse who's dealt with anything like this, it's it's the ripple effect. A raindrop hits the water, and that ripple just keeps going out and out, and it touches everyone in your immediate person, in your immediate family. So if anyone is dealing with even that, just reach out, and we're here to help in any way that we can. What I would say is, if for any reason you are considering hurting yourself, please don't. Please reach out. My email goes to alert, so if there's anything you need, I check my email religiously for that reason. And I will be your first point of contact if you need someone to talk to. I will never turn away. And we will make sure to send you a journal, and we will also make sure to get you the help that you so desperately need if you need that. I also just want to say thank you to everyone who's ever sent a journal. Like, that to me is like the most amazing thing to see in the mail, to see other people wanting to help others. It's the most beautiful, happy meal, they call it. I get the little happy meal
Mm-hmm.
stickers, with the journals. So I just want to say thank you to everyone who supported the TMF organization. And I hope for another successful 10 more years.
Awesome. Me too. I hope to hear a lot from both of you going forward. I'll definitely be sharing this episode, obviously, and your website and all that information, that good information. I thank you both, Talie and Sharon, for being here with me today. Thank you so much for opening up about, personal things that you've gone through, both of you. And, thank you, because now we've got to make other people aware that there's help out there and that they could reach out to both of
Exactly.
you. So thank you so much for being here with me today. Once again, thank you everybody that took the time to listen to the podcast of Behind the Brand. Remembering that there's always going to be great businesses coming in with me, talking to me about what they're all about and who's behind their brand. So until next time, thank you so much. Thank you, ladies, for spending this 30 minutes with me today. Okay, till next time, God bless.